Go.
Trent and Mike and Trent, Mike and Trent.
What it do,
It's your boy
YouTube?
Mike.
And it's your girl Trini. We're back with another video. And as you can tell from the caption, I'm cooking for my fiance tonight. Tonight I'm making.
Put the ring back in the camera. Ooh, that thing's shining.
Tonight I'm making steak, potatoes, rice with some shrimp on the side. And I was gonna get a salad and everything, but I didn't. So that's tonight's menu: steak, potatoes, rice. That's it, right?
I don't know. I'm not really gonna be a part of the video. I'm gonna be playing games, playing Madden 24. So if you want some smoke on Madden 24, comment below and I'll give you the smoke.
Come cook with me. I'll teach you guys. If you guys don't know how to cook for a man, I'll teach you. This is gonna be normal episodes of me cooking because this is what I do here. I'm in the house cooking for my man. So I'm gonna just share my dinner nights with you, I guess. Also, we want to add that we appreciate everyone being so supportive of our proposal. We see all the comments,
All the love.
all the love. We appreciate you guys so much, and I just can't explain how grateful I am to have such a great community behind us on YouTube. We love you guys. Okay, guys, so I have extra large shrimp that I'm gonna put with the steak. We have some Goya yellow Spanish rice in the box because it cooks faster and easier. Life hack if you didn't know that. And then we have some Angus sirloin tender steak, the little 4 pieces, because there's only 2 of us, so we don't need huge pieces of steak. For the seasons, I got some sazon, basil, adobo, garlic powder, onion powder, and nature seasoning. Let's get into it. Okay, so my first step I'm gonna do is season my steak. I use nature seasoning on everything I cook with. Seafood, soul food, just any basic food, nature seasoning is gonna get the job done. I also add adobo just because it gives like a little bit more of like the onion taste to it. Then I go in with more onion powder, and then I'm also gonna add the garlic powder. The garlic powder, I only like a little bit on there, but it just gives it like a nice little final touch. Once you're done adding all your seasonings to your steak, you want to rub gently onto the steak, rubbing all the seasoning in the steak. So when you cook it, it's all throughout the steak, not only on the outside. And when you do this, it makes it more juicy, more flavor within the whole steak. So you won't just get like one bite of steak and there's seasoning, the next bite there's not seasoning. By massaging it, it just makes it way better and the taste goes throughout the whole thing. I did go in and add some more nature seasoning just because I felt like it wasn't enough on there. Like I said, I use this for everything that I cook with. Like literally every food that I have, you see me have my nature seasoning. Ask anyone who knows me, that's my favorite season to use for everything. Once you're done massaging it, you just want to make sure it has a good coat of seasoning. Like I'm showing you right here, both sides. It's covered in the seasoning. It's all set and prepped and ready to get cooked. So I forgot to show the potatoes in the beginning, but I also did end up making potatoes. And right here, I'm just cutting the potatoes into 4 pieces, just so they could be a good, decent size. I was gonna put them smaller than that, but that would take way too much time. So I just cut it up into 4 small pieces so like that they could roast perfectly in the oven. When they're too small, it seems like they cook too fast, so I didn't want them to be too roasted. I just wanted them to be a little bit crispy and soft at the same time, so I put them like medium sized. Once I'm done cutting up my potatoes, I go in with my nature seasoning, my garlic powder, my onion powder, and adobo once again. I know it's the same seasonings, but I just don't put as much because you don't want the seasoning to be too strong when you're cooking the food, because all you'll taste is seasonings and not the food itself. So I want to make sure it's a good coat, but just not too much because it will be nasty. You don't want your food to be nasty. So just put a little tiny bit, not a tiny bit, but like a good amount. Like I'd say 2 times less than what you put on the steak, because you don't want it to be too much. And then you massage it with your hands, get a good little coat all over it, flip it around, and once you're done coating the potatoes, you also get some oil to put on there, just a little bit, because it helps with the roasting process. I don't know the science behind it, but I know that I always put oil in my potatoes, and it makes them roast 10 times better compared to when they don't have oil in it. I use the avocado oil just because it's a little bit more healthier than the normal oil, and I like avocado, so it just gives it a little extra taste. Once you've mixed it good, you can set it over to the side and get ready for the next step. Just a reminder to use the extra large shrimp when you're cooking it with steak. Now it's time to cook our shrimp. I go in with some butter. I don't know why, but the butter helps it. Just like I said, I don't know the science behind all of it. But I go in with my butter. I went in to get the minced garlic. But before I add the minced garlic, I want to move the butter around just so we get like a good coat on the bottom of the pan before you put the shrimp in. For the minced garlic, I just got a little tiny bit. I didn't want to like put too much because I didn't want it to be too strong. So I just poured like a little bit of the juice in there and like a little top of the actual garlic. Just because I'm not really like a garlic person, but Mike loves garlic, so I had to put a little bit in there. I go in with just a couple of shrimp at a time because I want to make sure they're all touching the bottom of the pan. I don't want them to be on top of each other, not getting cooked evenly. And mind you, they're tail on. So with the tail on, it makes the skin like fall off when they cook for too long. So I just want to make sure that it was all evenly distributed so that they could taste good and not like the burnt type of taste. So I go in one by one, putting them on there. And once I'm done with this process, I go on to the next step. Obviously, the next step in this process is seasoning your shrimp. And of course, I go in my nature seasoning first. Right here, yep, get your nature seasoning. It works great, yes. And I also go in with my garlic powder and my onion powder. I know it's literally, I'm like, oh, she's using the same seasoning. It probably tastes exactly the same. I promise you, it doesn't. You don't need 101 seasoning to make your food taste good. If you know how to season your food, trust me, it's going to be good whether you use the same seasonings or not. I also went in with my adobo just because that's really made for like seafood. So I put that in there, moved it around a little bit, and let it cook for a little bit. And then I think I add more to it because that wasn't enough for both of us. But that's later on down the line. At this point, the shrimp has been cooking for a little bit, so I go on and add my potatoes into the oven. I set the oven to 475 because that's a good temperature for it to roast but not get burnt. But you do want to make sure that you keep looking back at your potatoes and make sure you're moving the potatoes around with a spoon or a spatula, whatever you have, because you want to make sure each side is cooked well. And if you don't move it around, the potatoes will get stuck to the pan you're using. So you just want to make sure you prevent that. Now it's time to add your steak to your pan. I like to add my steak to my pan when I put the potatoes in the oven, only because I feel like it's a good time because the potatoes and the steak probably cook at the same speed. So once the potatoes are almost done, you know your steak is almost done. Now I'm gonna go in and add my rice to my pot. I always wait to cook the rice last because it's the quickest thing you're gonna make. So I put that in, like I said in the beginning of the video, I use the Goya Spanish rice because everything's already pre-packaged for you. It has its own seasoning, so you don't have to worry about adding your own. Unless you wanna add more to it, it's really up to you. I didn't add any more because I like how the rice tastes by itself, like how it is in the package. I put my thing on medium in the beginning just so I could get like a good boiling. But once it was like on there for a couple of minutes, I put it all the way to low so it could cook slowly. Because you don't want it to burn the bottom of your pot and you don't want to have burnt rice. So just make sure you watch your rice very well and keep putting lower and lower until there's no more water in the pot, and that's how you know it's done. Now that my first batch of steak is done, I just get a plate and put it off to the side. And before I take it all the way off, I double check all sides to make sure it's cooked exactly how I want it to be cooked. But before I add the next batch, I go get a paper towel or a rag, whatever you have in your kitchen with you at that time, and I wipe the pan so all the old seasoning that came off the other steak, all the burnt, all that excess stuff, you take it off so it won't mess up the new steak. If you don't wipe that off, it does cause the steak to burn faster. So like the outside could be burnt and the inside's not cooked at all. So you just want to make sure you wipe that off. Since I was younger, I was taught while cooking, it's good to clean while you're cooking. So you won't have to do a whole bunch of cleaning when you're done cooking all your food. So right here, I would just tell you, make sure you go wash your pan right there in the sink, yes, because you want to be clean. Make sure your work area is clean. Look how good that look, y'all. Listen to the sizzle. So this is how it turned out, guys. I love this meal. It's quick and easy. It's so good. Please let me know if you tried this meal for your significant other, your family, and comment below how it went for you. All right, guys, so I'm done cooking. This is the final look. I put in the video right before this, but there it is. Our rice, potato, steak, and shrimp.
It's looking good.
On a nice Friday night. Woo. We're gonna try it. Mike's gonna rate my food, and
I won't be biased.
Go from there. Okay, go ahead, try it.
What do we gotta pray?
You pray.
Yeah,
What?
you got it.
Thank you, Lord, for this food and this beautiful day, and this leading us in the right direction down here. Amen.
Amen.
Here we go.
It's hot.
Guys.
It's hot.
Last time I made rice, it was disgusting because it was rice that I never made before. So I had to get the rice that I knew would be good that came in the box because it gives you the directions and it's easy, light work.
The rice is good. Let's try the shrimp.
He got tail on shrimp, so all the seasoning came off when I took all the skin off. But
the shrimp is good. Not too seasoned. Not enough flavor. Shrimp is good. Try potatoes.
Is it all that hot like that?
I'm gonna show you how the potato look.
Roasted potato.
Mm-hmm. It's nice, soft. Time for the steak. Oh, I need a knife. I'm gonna just break it off with a fork, just for right now. Okay, it seems nice and tender.
I made sure it was still a little red for him because he likes a little red in his steak.
Good. Ooh.
Overall rating?
Hot. I guess a solid 8.8. Sorry guys, the camera cut off. But this food is good. I rated it a solid 8.8. I enjoy this. Stay tuned though, because we're gonna have a seafood mukbang / updated Q&A. Tell you guys about all our plans down here while we're in Florida. How long we plan on being here. If we're gonna go back to New York. There's a lot of stuff that we're gonna update y'all on. And we're gonna have a lot of videos coming, a lot of bangers.
We'll be posting on our social medias, like a question you guys want us to answer, so we can put it in the video, because I know some people are curious about certain things. So you guys can tell us what you guys want to like know about us, or like our future, and we'll try to answer it to our best ability. But thank you for cooking with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys try this recipe for your man or your significant other one day, and let me know how it turned out. I would love to see my fans, my supporters try our meals and have like a little updated video or anything on it. Let me see how it goes.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and stay tuned for the next video.
Love you guys.
They tell me, girl, you the best, but I already know what I am. Yeah, they know I only wanna come over, put it on them. I got that.